It's your girl, Black Blondie, aka Queen Mother Pearl, bringing you all the glam and all the shade and all the realness from Bravo's favorite, my favorite, one of my favorite reality shows, The Real Housewives of Atlanta. If you thought Grenada brought the drama, baby, episode 16 had me clutching my pearls. Hold the mimosa and let's get messy. From the glam squad snubs, alleged cheating scandals, Brit airing all Kelly business. Now she was wrong for that. That's just my opinion. Like it was on a clearance rack at Neiman's. It was given like something on the clearance rack at Neiman's. Um, so let's get into it right now. So first, it starts off with Shamia with her struggles with her baby being sick. She got home and she had strep throat. I hate strep throat. I don't know why why that exists. I hate when I get strep throat because I get strep throat a lot. I don't know why I get it, and I don't know why like people just get that a lot, strep throat. But yeah, it's one of those things that you do not want to be passing around to other people, and it's just not a good, like, not a good sickness to have. So they went to the doctor, her and her two daughters, and the baby didn't have it, thank God. I thought that was very good that she didn't have it. Shamia also revealed that her surrogate embryo didn't take. So she was going to hit a pause on parenthood plans. I was like, great, because I didn't think that lady was a good surrogate. I didn't find her to be someone, I don't know. Of course, she's using her eggs, so she's not going to, the baby wouldn't look like the lady, but the lady was looking kind of, I don't know, kind of iffy. I don't know. She didn't look very healthy to me. So I'm kind of glad that that didn't work out. Maybe she'll find someone else through a different surrogacy group or clinic, and not from that lady's clinic. That would be a suggestion I would give to her. Kelly's divorce drama. Oh my God, Kelly, Kelly, honey. Oh my God. Just her going through this, like, I've heard of people going through a lot when they go through divorce. Like, I don't know. That's why I'm like, marriage is something serious. It's nothing to play with. And, like, when somebody marries somebody else, it's like, I think of it to be for life because it's just too much that goes on to trying to get it dissolved and stuff. So she goes to the hearing and it's ended in a continuity. So she wasn't divorced when they left the courtroom. She said he went to jail for something, I guess for not paying child support, which is very shocking. Because I thought he was a man with a lot of money, but men with a lot of money don't pay child support either. Um, so she was very emotional about that. She had a talk with Shamia, and her and Shamia are becoming very close, which is very, it's cute. It's very fetch. I like that they're becoming close. Um, Kelly revealed that she hadn't talked to Miss Brit since Grenada. I'm like, but they best friends. They best friends. But friends fall out. Stuff don't work out sometimes. That's just how life is. Um, So then they have this thing where Kelly's cooking up against Angela's husband, Charles. I like the way they say his name, Charles. I like how they say his name. Oh my God. It, so they do the chicken and waffles cook off at the Williams um Sonomium. I think that's how you say it. And some random man named Marcus came up to them. This part was so funny to me. I'm sorry, guys. Every time I think about this part, like the way that Phaedra and was it Phaedra and who else was that? Drew. The way they looked at that man, I was just like they was giving him a mean side because it was like he just came out of nowhere. I think that Williams places. I think they sell cookware there. Maybe I'm not familiar with Williams Sonomium. I'm not familiar with that, but y'all can leave it in the comments. Do they sell cookware? How does that? How what do they sell out of there? Because I know it's they. I saw items in there, but he came out of nowhere claiming that Angela's husband is cheating, and I was just like, what? The way that he came up to her, I don't know. He just looked sketchy, and I'm just like, okay. It looked like somebody hired him. And then when I watched What Happens Live, Angela, what did she say that during What Happens Live? I think her husband said that somebody had hired that man, Marcus, and they knew who it was. But she was talking about towards the end of the show, the episode, she was saying that she did some little investigation and she was going to find out who it was that sent Marcus. But Marcus played his role for sure. It had me like giggling, like, and I just and then he did the toast, and that was just like all for me. It was hilarious to me. Like, cheers to her husband, Angela's husband cheating on her. I was like, no, this man didn't. So then we get to this Brit and Kelly, the Glam Squad feud. Portia, Cynthia, and they go to Brit house. I don't know what Brit was doing in the house. I guess they is remodeling, but I don't feel like she should have invited anybody over if she, didn't have it all put together. Maybe they should have went out to a restaurant or something. But I guess she was just trying to prove to the girls that she do invite people over her house. But the reason why she wasn't inviting them over her house was because she was remodeling and it's just a mess in there. Like it was a whole bunch of clothes on one side of the plate, like a whole bunch of junk on one side. Then they had the little paper up, well, the little plastic up. So I don't know. She shouldn't invite nobody over there because that was it was a mess when they was filming it walking in. I didn't like the way it looked. So I'm pretty sure she didn't like that either. That's probably why she's suing. Probably a little reason. She didn't like how they showed her. I don't know what her reason is. She's a different type of woman. So anyway, back to the drama. Britt is just talking about how Kelly was jealous of her because um the glam squad that she let her borrow. And again, I could see Kelly's point of view because, like, okay, I let you borrow them for a certain amount of time, but everything she borrowed the whole team. Like she just didn't borrow the stylist, but the way that she was making it seem like the way Britt was making it seem like she borrowed just the stylist, but it was the makeup, the photographer, everything. And that's what I got a better understanding of it this episode. But last episode, Britt was making it seem like it was just a stylist. Of course, a stylist, they have two different body types. Of course, they're gonna look different in different clothes, but their styles were kind of looking alike too. And I mean, I could see why Kelly didn't like that, but again, she should have had a conversation with Britt about that before she just, told her glam team not to work with her. She should have had a conversation with Britt, and pull her to the side. But I don't know. I don't see it as a big deal the way that Britt is making it seem, but Britt just needed like storylines. Her life is a little boring. She was giving snooze fest the whole season to me, except for when that King thing happened. But yeah, I don't feel her. I feel like she was just front end. I don't even know if she's really married to that man. Like, I don't know. Like, that situation is very sketchy to me. Their marriage is very sketchy. Um, she's just a big mystery to me. And I feel like she was acting most of the time. I didn't feel like she was being very genuine. Um, because if you don't got it, you just don't got it. She was just, I feel like she puts on a lot. And sometimes I feel like Kelly does that too. But because when the other girls started out, they didn't have it all together, but they wasn't acting like they had it all together. They were being genuine. They were showing, like, when Kenya showed her apartment, which is the iconic Nene thing, what Nene said, "This is the hood." Like, when she showed her, that's where she stayed when she first started, because they don't really get paid that much from what I've heard when they first start. So, of course, it's not going to be the best of the best. And I think the other girls know that. So, um, that's why it's probably best to just keep it like simple or whatever, or just say what it is. But I guess it could be kind of embarrassing. But anyway, she goes in and starts talking about Brit starts talking about Shamia and how Shamia was showing Portia's text messages that Portia sent to Shamia. Shamia was doing this. It was just like she was just grasping for straws to try to make drama. And I didn't understand that part. But anyway, back to they went to the fashion show um that Phaedra hosted. That was I love that she, supported her boys. I'm gonna start with the positive. I love that she supported her boys. I'm pretty sure that people buy clothes from that place. Um, their clothes, very, I don't know, kind of stuff that you probably would wear. I think you rent the stuff. Yeah, I think they did rent it, but I think people probably rent stuff from there for like videos and stuff. I don't see anybody, I wouldn't imagine anybody really, or for like a ball or a special occasion. I couldn't imagine anybody wearing that stuff like out in real life, but maybe in Atlanta they do, but I just couldn't see anybody just wearing that stuff to like, I mean, maybe to a fashion show or something, or I don't know. I didn't understand the shop and everything, and I didn't understand. I understand the fashion show where she wanted to debut her son's little wide leg jeans. Those was cute. Oh, the little story behind that is cute, and I loved that Phaedra said that she wanted to give her sons a leg up, and I thought that was just so sweet, and it made me like shed a tear, because every parent wants to give their child like a leg up. They want to help their children and start them out young, learning about, doing different activities, learning about different things, learning about business so that they can be successful. Like, I understand that it's very important to do that with your children. um so that was cute. But let's get to the drama. Brit came in there and she said, "Hey, Kelly." Kelly act like she didn't see her. The way that Kelly turned her head, I said, "Kelly, I've never seen Kelly act like that." The way Kelly had turned her head, she was not here for Kelly. I mean, she was not here for Brit. And I'm just like, the way that head turned, like, it looked like it was a head on a swivel, honey, because she turned that head and she was not here for Brit. And Brit just kept on antagonizing her. She kept on saying stuff to her. And they was going back and forth. And I'm trying to figure out who is um, I know, I know. Britt say Kelly is insecure. I mean, you could probably see it that way because she didn't want to share. I don't really see that as being insecure. I see that as being selfish. That she didn't want to share people with her forever, and that's nothing wrong with that. That's just she just. I would just put her in the category of a selfish friend, and I wouldn't. be like trying to have beef with her over that. I would just put her in a category of a selfish friend and move right along. And then Kelly calls Brit that she has a pill popping roommate. And I'm trying to figure out, is she talking about Brit husband? Cause Brit husband, he just looked very questionable. I don't know how to I don't know how to he just looks like he's not there most of the times in the scenes. Or that maybe he just doesn't want to be there. Maybe. I don't know. But and then the way that I think Brit was lying though, because when people, I don't know, maybe some women tell their friends that they're going to have abortion, but who really tells their friends that they're going to have an abortion? Like, that's something that you take to the grave with you. You never tell anybody that you have an abortion unless, like, I guess there's some kind of complication and you need somebody to know, you know, unless you went to a back alley somewhere. I mean, because you could always go to the hospital. You really don't need to tell nobody if you, because, like, it's your business, it's your choice, it's your body, like she was saying, like Kelly was saying. And so it's not something that, I mean, if I had did that, I wouldn't tell anybody. Nobody would ever know. I would take it to the grave with me. Like, it's some things that you should never tell anybody, and that would be one of them. But if she told her, if Kelly told Britt that that wasn't a good idea, because she that was going to be the first thing that, well, that's the first thing any woman is going to bring up is what happened to you, like the bad things in the argument. They're going to bring up the worst things. And so she said that Kelly had abortions with her ex-husband. And then Kelly said that she after she had her twins, she got her tubes tied. So I don't know what to believe, but I don't believe Brit. I don't believe Kelly told Brit that. I do not believe that Kelly told Brit that. I think that that might have been something that maybe Brit had heard on the street, word on the street. She might have heard that, but I don't believe that Kelly would tell her that. Like, that's something you don't tell nobody. You probably don't even want to tell the guy who you will probably wouldn't even want to tell him. Like, that's something, like, sometimes when people have miscarriages, they don't even tell nobody. Like, unless it's something that puts their life in danger or they need you to check on them. But still, you really don't have to tell anybody when you're doing things like that. I mean, it's between you and the doctor, and you could always go to the emergency room if you're having some kind of complication. But I just don't believe that. And then, titians, they boil in everything going, they rolling eyes, twisted necks, and like all this. And then the saddest part, what happened was that Lottie, she tragically passed. And I felt so sad for Portia because I know that she was on Portia's show, and I know that she had to be a very important cousin of hers to put her on the show with her. And I just thought that that was so sad. They never said why how she passed, which is that's their business. But I just thought it was so sad. And then to see Shamia crying like that when Phaedra told them that at the end of the episode, I'm just like, oh my God, Shamia, like, she's so like me. Like, I, to this day, I really don't like to go to funerals. I really don't like to go to the wakes. I really don't like to, like, even when like celebrities or people I don't even know, like, I kind of feel some type of way when their family members pass away. Like, I feel so emotional, and I just do not like to see people cry, like that deep cry. It makes me want to cry, and I just feel so sad for them. I usually start praying for them because, like, I don't know. I don't. That's why I don't go to funerals. I don't go to wakes. I don't like to. Oh, my alarm is up, guys, guys, guys. So this is going to be the end of the live. How do I stop it? I don't know. I guess I just exit out of it. Okay. Why did it do that? Okay. All right. So yeah. So this is gonna be the end of the live. Y'all let me know, what do y'all think is gonna happen? How do y'all feel about the Brit and Kelly conflict? Let me know in the comments. What do y'all feel about Angela's situation with Marcus and Charles? How do y'all feel about that? I love saying his name like that. Charles. How do y'all feel about that? The rumors, everything. How do y'all feel about Shamia's and Kelly's relationship getting closer? How do y'all feel about that? How do y'all feel about um Portia her family member passing, and I'm just hoping that on the next episode they, they show people, sending flowers and stuff, the other castmates doing things for her, because I know that Portia, she's like a crybaby like me, so I know she probably was really crying and stuff and sad. And I didn't know about it until I saw the episode that she passed. But yeah, I hope that Portia's doing better. I see that things went good with her divorce, which is a blessing for her, and her daughter. That is a really a blessing, because that was really like, I don't know about y'all. Y'all tell me what y'all think about the divorce in the comments. That was a sticky. Like, when I see stuff like that, that would I be like, Lord, I be praying that I get the right one, because I'm just like, I do not want to go through that. But if I had to go through it, I would go through it. But I wouldn't want to, like, I don't know. I would try like my hardest, and I feel like that Kelly and Portia, like, I feel like all women try their hardest to try to make it work, but sometimes it just ain't gonna work. Like, it ain't gonna work. Even with Drew's situation, that's just not gonna work. He just wasn't never for her, and that's how I feel about that situation. So, do y'all feel like Angela is reality TV gold, because she was on Carlos show, and I haven't watched the interview. I might do a review on the interview. But how do y'all feel about that? Y'all let me know in the comments. Do y'all feel like Kelly and Brit will ever reconcile? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe if you would like to come over to my tribe. I also like to do talks about like real life stuff. I like to do story times. I like music. I like to do like stuff about girls, nails. I like all kind of stuff. Like, I'm really like open to different topics. It's just certain things I won't like. I wanted to do music reviews, but I don't know. I just kind of got tired of that too. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to be in a box, but I feel like that's, what the census want me to be in a box. So I'm gonna try to be in a box of you doing reality show reviews when I have a chance, because I am a single woman and a single mother. So whenever I get a chance, I'm gonna try to do these reviews. So like, comment, and subscribe. See ya.